Sometimes I choke on my own tears. I'm not worth my weight in lead, and you're the queen of the reindeer. I could just sit for hours to watch you twirling on your axis. Amid the tubas and the saxes. So won't you wake me where I lay, and we won't go back the way we came, but join me as I leave the frame, because we can't go back there. No, we won't go back there. Yeah, yeah. Sometimes I'm an ass, and I light things on fire. It's usually 'cause I'm hot, or I'm hungry, or I'm tired. But anytime I look into your eyes, well, I'm suddenly twice the size. Oh. I think you're full of, I think I'm full of shit. We're so full of, yeah, we're so full of. I think I'm full of, I think you're full of, I think we're full of shit. Put the guitar up a little bit.
Welcome everyone to some unboxing. I had a bunch come in all at once, so I thought I would pop on here and show everyone what I got. My name is Michael Walker, and we are so very wrong about games, and I want to do some announcements here before I start, before I forget. So Lands of Galzyr, this is a review copy, and we will be playing this on Saturday. So we stream every Saturday, 12:30 Eastern, and this is a review copy. Next one is Weather Machine. We are going to be playing this tomorrow, and we should be streaming it. So a learning game of Weather Machine tomorrow at around 10 a.m. Eastern. But first up, Spire's End. So Spire's End, this is like the second part. The first game was this like smaller black and red box, sort of like a solo choose your own adventure. yeah, this is Choose Your Own Adventure. Yes, I'm very much looking forward to fighting, putting on my boxing gloves to fight the Lacerda game, and wonder why I have to go through 50 mechanisms in order to enjoy myself, which I'm sure I will not. But I will try it anyway. Anyway, Spire's End. Anyway, like I said, the first one that came out was a nice small box, sort of choose your own adventure. This is more of the same, a little more color in this one. I think you can play, there's a bunch of different characters in this one. There's a whole fishing sort of mechanism in this one. So I'm interested to try it out. The designer's a very nice person. He contacted us a couple days ago and asked if we wanted a review copy, and I said no, we have one is on its way already. So this is a Kickstarter. So is Weather Machine. That just fulfilled this week. Nice standard rulebook. Let's see if I can remember. So yes, the dice seem to be more of the same. Did I coordinate this? Let's see how badly this lines up here. Oh, it doesn't look so bad. So these are the dice. These are going to tell you successes. You have to roll a certain number of symbols to get successes. We have some new dice here. Who knows what these are for? Probably X's. I didn't want to read too much into it because it's sort of like the process cubes to keep track of runes and such. And this looks like it has 4 chapters in it. So it has a begin here deck and a bunch of chapters. There's going to be spoilers. So I'm not going to go... I think I'll still open these just so we can see the art. But hopefully there'll be no spoilers. Nice insert. And of course, unfortunate. People need to hide more stuff underneath the insert. Nothing will ever beat Risk Legacy. What a feeling of pulling out the insert and finding the secret envelope that read, under no circumstances, open this envelope. Mwah. All right, let's take a look at some of this art. Start here. Begin here, I should say. All right. So, like I said, if there's any... Yeah, Risk Legacy Classic. So true, so true. All right. Let's see if I can... So these are all in order. Reveal one of the 3 starting cards. All right. Like I said, let's see if we can get some of these out without ruining... Oh, see, this camera is all messed up now. I don't like the... I'll try to cover the text. So I really love the art in this game. Before, it was the last one was all just black and red. So this is much more color in this one. Actually, I'll just put them on very momentarily so it won't ruin that up. Actually, I can fix that real quick. I'm surprised I didn't. Let's turn these off very quickly. Didn't configure any of this stuff. There we go. Done. Just that easy. All right. Looking forward to the day people start embedding secret packs cards. Yeah, like in between. I thought there was a game that did. I thought there was an unlock box that did that. Not one that I played, but thought I heard something like that. Oh, look at these guys, man! The art in this, very cool. Yeah, the last upgrade to this OBS streaming program, it does something weird when invert the camera. So now I have to flip the cards over a certain way. And that is out of focus. That's no good. One moment, please. Sorry. Let's move this out of the way. Focus this in so it's not terrible. There we go. All right. My apologies. Oh, I'm going to put these all in the wrong place. Oh, that's not right. Thankfully, these are all numbered. Cough, 67, 68, 69. All right, there we go. And some of these are already boxed. Yeah, there's some fishing cards. Like I said, there's a whole fishing mechanic. I'll probably stream this soon. It's a great solo game. It does say you can play multiple players, 2 players, but I'm pretty sure it's mostly solo. Let's see if there's another art that screams out when I remember these. That was a cool mechanic. I have to put a dot on one of these. There's like these 3 cards here. And there was a misprint. It already said that, so these are like illusions, and on the back you have to put a dot. And so when you kill one, you have to flip it over and see if it was the actual one or not. Must remember to do that. I'm sure I'll remember when they come up. Let's take a look at Chapter 2. A lot more cards in this one. The first one was quite short. It was very dark, sort of ominous, you know, I don't want to say post-apocalyptic, but this giant spire came down and everything was pushed into darkness and despair, and you have to go into this crazy spire where lots of death awaits you. That was great. It was a neat system where you had like a whole deck of heroes, and you sort of had to space your way through, not worry about them dying, because when they died you got another one, but you sort of had to, you know, time it right so you had enough left to make it all the way through. Cool combat. Neat things they did with, you know, certain cards to make it interesting. So I'm looking forward to seeing how this one plays out. Let's take a look and see if any of this art jumps out at me. And we'll show you this, and then otherwise we will move on to something a little more... Well, you reuse that picture. That's okay. Yeah, see, these are the kind of guys that we had in the first Spire's End. These guys. The reptilian. Alright. Don't want to spoil too much here. So as you can see from the camera, it's like little stories. Choose your own adventure. It'll tell you which card to go to. On the backs of the cards, they're all numbered. And you sort of go through and do sort of a choose your own adventure type thing. Spire's End, Hildegard. 4 full chapters. Well worth it. We'll stop there. I don't want to spoil anything for anyone. Sort of dice pool success fail system. Said, look forward to seeing us do that soon. Doesn't that's an interesting box system. Sure. Alright. Next up, Lands of Galzyr. So this is like an adventure game that's heavily app driven. Actually, I'll bring it up. Remind me, because I have it ready here. Where we have window capture. So it's nice because it's also on PC and your phone, so you can bring it up. So on Saturday when we stream this, I'm hoping it will all go well. So it's sort of a storybook system. You'll tell the app what month you're starting in, depending on if you're starting a new one or you're going back to an adventure you've already started. And then you'll tell them what day of that month you're in, and then you'll tell them your starting card. And then you'll have options, and there's all sorts of stories and all sorts of interesting things that will happen. I think it's going to be good. I'm looking forward to it. It's sort of a dice pool system, which I'll show you in just a moment. Let's get rid of this, though. Alright. It's playing some music. We must get rid of that. out you go. All right. Lands of Galzyr. So apparently there's a little starting adventure as well to sort of get you used to the system. There's 4 different characters you play, and it's a legacy in a way because you're not supposed to reset it. Even if you start a new adventure with new people, as you advance the characters, you're supposed to leave them as is. You have like a little way to save it every time, and if you play a character, you pull them out as is and play them and continue on with them. We will see. Achievements. Rulebook. Welcome to brochure. That's awesome. Nice. Neat little guide to the lands. Here are all the card dividers because much like Spire's End, it's a card-driven system. So here are a bunch of dividers. 2 whole pages of them. So here are the character boards. I'll pop these out. Throw one up here. So they have these slots over here where you're going to put in like little skill. See if I can find some here quickly. These little skill clip-ins. So they'll clip in on the board like so, and I think you can have 4 of these maximum. And what they're going to do is there are these dice. This isn't like a whole rules explanation here. This is rough. All right, because I haven't completely read the rules. Let's see, is this all the dice? That's not making sense. Oh, maybe this is it here. So you have a pool of these 5 black dice. And you roll, this is your sort of standard roll. Oh, this is in the way. 5 black dice. And this is going to be your standard roll every time you make any sort of combat test or any kind of test. But then you have these skills. So in this case, since I have the yellow skill, which looks like it's some sort of survival skill, I can replace some of these dice with that color skill. If that's the kind of skill that you need for this test. And then now you roll, and you have to match the symbols for the particular test you're doing. Hopefully that was a combat test, because then you'll probably tell the app, much like it seems as though it's going to be like a little bit like Destinies. You'll tell the app how many successes you got, and it will give you an outcome of some kind. So there's only 4 characters. We have the badger, the lizard, a frog, and a bird. I'll bring them up a little bit closer so you can see them upside down, of course, because this camera. Bird, frog, lizard, badger, and there are meeples for those as well, so you get to move around the map. Oh, that's probably the turn marker. So there are the meeples. I thought the green one was completely invisible because of the green screen, but it's just mostly invisible. Not a chameleon, just a green frog. All right. Then there are dials, which of course that will go on your player board, because all player boards have to have dials. And then there's not much more to show. There's just, like I said, a billion cards, because it's it's a card system. I'll say, take card 150, draw it, you fight this monster, you get card 66 through 67 as loot. Every character can have 4 pieces of equipment. And yeah, so lots of stuff. I don't think there's too much to show. I'm not going to break these open because they're all numbered and I have to sort them all. But there's not really, and there's spoilers in there, so I don't want to ruin that. But not much too exciting in this. Weather machine, I'm sure they'll have all sorts of cool stuff to show you. Let's bring up this map though. The map that you'll be adventuring on. Ditch all this stuff back in the bag. So if this seems interesting at all, come back on Saturday and check it out. Or check out the podcast and I'll tell you what I thought about it. Alright, done. Throw this back in. Done. Look at all this stuff. Trash. So many little discs. What a mess that's going to make. Alright. More tokens. Let's see this map. Dividers. Pamphlets. Rulebook. These are so handy. Anyway, when you ever have a deck building game or something, you start pulling out all the decks for your deck building game and then they flop down. So I always have a few of these hanging around, so you just wedge them in to hold place while you're playing. Anyway, so here is the map that you play on. You see when it tells you to play cards, these different towns are going to change up depending on the cards that you put out. Tracks the day. You have a prestige level, and it looks like there's a whole other side for winter. I think it's the same land, but just, yes, same land, just winterized. Which is, I guess, the same. I guess you could have made it somewhere different, but who knows? All right, that is Lands of Galzyr. Let's plop that away. And we will do Weather Machine. It's not heavy at all. So Weather Machine is a Galsir game. Always known to be extra chunky. Is it overly chunky? Who knows? It's going to be an interesting day tomorrow. So this is another Kickstarter. This is also you'll have the upgrade pack in here. And it's the same box as all the other large ones that he, Gallerist and Mission to Mars, and so I'm sure they'll all look. This is the very first Galsir game I've ever purchased, because they just tend to be over the top. But a lot of people really enjoy them, so I have to give them a try. It has nice notches on the bottom of the box, which I always like to help you get them off. Typical catalog. Rulebook. How to set up the insert, which I always like. Alright, so now when your player aid has, look at the size of the writing on this player aid. It's super tiny. This is a player aid. You have to give one of these to every player so they know what they're doing. And it is, see, they were smart and they didn't put, oh no, they did put, yeah, page numbers. 8 page quick ref. All right. There are 4 of those. The Saboteurs, which looks like it's some sort of probably a module or something. I was looking at Hildegard, but when I saw that the player fights a squirrel, I opted out. Not much of an opponent. And why squirrel? It could be a very tricky squirrel. You don't want to. Don't take away the power of what a squirrel. Yeah, that seems odd. But like I said, more than likely, you probably start stealing your stuff and just becomes a pest maybe, and you either befriend it or chase away. Who knows? I have not even looked at it yet. All right, upgrade pack. Just this is a sheet that tells you what's in the upgrade pack. Sure. And like I said, this is some sort of saboteurs little module that you can add. Because, you know, fighting the game is not hard enough. You get to sabotage each other. That's fantastic. Tokens. So there's like 4 main parts of the map. And then you have, there's going to be, what do they call them? What's the keyword they use? Vouchers. It's all about vouchers, having enough vouchers to do actions in all the different areas. Thought this was a player board, but it is not. Even more boards. We need all of the boards. All right. Here's a player board. Alright, and here, like I said, here are the different vouchers you'll have. A section for each, the 4 different ones. Then you have the science ones, which are sort of a wild voucher that you can put anywhere. Here are 12 spots to put robots, which I'll show you in a moment. And then here are is an area to put your sort of findings, little book tokens that you're going to slot in here. Every player will have one of these. Really small, tiny tableau boards. They are color coded, yes. Depending on, it's on the, are they color coded? I thought I saw it. Yes, on the left hand side here. Depending on what color you take, the left hand side of your board is your color. So lots of gears and other stuff. You're going to be putting this along the, you're going to be putting out stuff on the left hand side of your board, and that's where the gears go, and that will allow you to build more robots. These are the things here. These go out to the left hand side of your board, give you more spots to put robots and stuff like that. Oof. So many tokens. I don't think there are any cards in this game, though. We'll see in a moment. There might be sort of like end game goal cards, but I think so. Lots of things to do with about weather: rain, snow, wind, sun. And then the giant board. We'll open that momentarily. Then the non-game trays, game trays. It looks like this is sort of the upgraded player marker. It's all metal. I'm sure it probably replaces that. So here's the original wooden one, and here is the fancy metal one. And on the other side it has like a Vidal Lacerda signature, which is kind of cool. That's pretty funky. We'll put that one in there. This one will hide underneath the tray. And these come out, which are nice, so you can put them out for resources, I'm sure. And then look, this is filled with all sorts of interesting stuff. You know what? I bet you the cards are for solo play. I'm sure there's other stuff in here. So this is what happens when I don't have someone helping me. I lose my knife. Darn. All right. Man, I have not seen a pack of cards this tightly shrink wrapped in a while. All right. I actually have a pull tab that worked. Remember, if there's anything you want to see more closely, just let me know. I will be more than happy. This is all standard fare. There's nothing too exciting here. Ian O'Toole art as per usual. Anything exciting on the backs? Could be modules. We have A and B. I have watched a little bit about how to play for tomorrow, so I don't go in completely cold, but sleep has been at a minimum this week, so when I get into a brain fog, it's kind of, especially when it's a game crunch like this. Alright, I have to fix this. It's bothering me. Give me one moment. I need to fix something. There. Fixed. All right. So, let's show you some robots. There are robots for every color. Here are the yellow robots. And this is your action pawn that you move around to the different areas of the map. And you get bonuses depending on if someone else is there, or it has a little bit of Kanban where a main character goes around and you're going to get some bonuses if they are in the area as well. And he moves around to all the different areas. He even has his own office that he goes into, and then you get bonuses there as well. Let's see, what do we got here? All sorts of stuff. Tokens, discs. Where's all of the other upgrades? These are the resources. We have chemical resources is what these are. Let's get this all picked up here. One moment. Robots. Pink robots. Orange robots. So we have pink, orange, yellow, and gray or black. Not bad colors. I thought there should be more. I have one book here. Are all the books? Oh, they're in here. Here we go. So here's all the different research books that you have to, and these are the ones that fit into your player board, like so. And then we have full lines. Stuff happens. Like I said, I'm not going to teach. I'm not going to teach a Vidal Lacerda game. I was going to say sometimes the teach is longer than the play, but no, these games go on forever as well. But man, such good quality. Eagle Griffin Games always does a great job, and I do sometimes like Ian O'Toole's art. The symbology is always very good. Clear. I don't think there's anything overly exciting. Like I said, there's all sorts of different books and research tokens, all different colors here. I really like the fact, like I said, that these come out, the resource trays come out. So when you're setting up, it's handy. The cool first player token, the metal one, very nice. Actually, these are kind of neat little locks that go out on the board. They're pretty neat. That's Weather Machine. How about anything underneath this tray? No. That's that. Oh, the board. Let's open up the main board. We haven't done that yet. We'll throw that to the side. Oh, now, there you are, knife. Where were you a second ago? All right. So it has something printed on the back, which I always love. Man, that looks cool. And then the front. I wonder if you can play. I wonder if there's like a fancy way you can play on the backboard. Or is that maybe the solo? Who knows? Unfortunately, the rule book was inside the box, so I couldn't look it up to find out. But man, that's pretty sweet looking. So like I said, the 1, 2, 3, 4 different sections. There's a supply phase where you're doing this as many times as you want or have supply certificates to do so. It gets you other resources, and then you start taking these actions. And then, like I said, depending on where you are on these tracks here, you're either going to improve the next one. So here gets you more chemicals, and then here gets you more of this, and it's sort of like a cycle, which is interesting. I'm wondering if you follow someone around constantly and you keep getting the bonus for having more people there, whether that's a good strategy or not. We will see. Tracks on tracks at the top. So if this interests you at all, come by tomorrow at 10 a.m. and we're going to be doing like a learning game of this, where we're all going to have sort of read the rules already, so it won't be a page one, here we go type stream, but I'm sure there will be lots of looking up weird corner cases in the book, and we'll see how good the iconography and the flow of the game that we can get away with. The good part is I can just leave this here and it'll be ready for tomorrow. That's that. If there's any questions, let me know. Other than that, I'm going to shut her down. Lands of Galzyr on Saturday. Weather Machine tomorrow. My name's Michael Walker. We'll see you next time. Check out the podcast.